Well, welcome once again to the Waters and Stanton video channel. Before I begin this video on the ALINCO VX50 handheld, let me just thank you for the response you showed to the first of a series of videos about HF antennas for small gardens. We shall be running in the second part of that in about 5 or 6 days time, so just after New Year's Day 2020. So we look forward to discussing that, and I'm sure together we can solve your problems for getting HF antennas into a small garden. Anyway, back to the ALINCO VX50. Well, I've just discovered a new radio, a new ALINCO radio. It's called the ALINCO DJ-VX50. And when I looked at the price, I was amazed. So I thought, what I must do is I must take one of these down, take it into my office and have a look and see what you get for your money. £89. Bargain.
When you get home or whenever, we'll make some arrangement for that day if you like. If you can, that is, of course.
Okay, Richard, many thanks for the contact. Short contact, but at least it it gets me used to the radio. So all the best, Richard, and be seeing you again from Golf 3 Oscar Juliet Victor stroke portable. Cheers. Well, there we are. That was a contact using the ALINCO VX50, and works extremely well. No great DX, of course, but I think the great thing about this is that if you use the radio, you start to get a feel for it, how well it works, and all its various features. It's certainly quite light, actually. It's right. If I'm moving around a bit, the woods here are a little bit uneven. But anyway, very pleased with the performance of it, and once I get back into the office, I'll talk to you a bit more about it. There are plenty of budget price handy transceivers, dual band handy transceivers on the ham radio market, but there's not so many that really are designed primarily for a ham radio use. I mean, a lot of them are, well, they just come off a production line and they just adapt them for ham radio dual band. But the ALINCO VX50 is a little different. It carries a mainline badge, and it quite clearly has been designed for ham radio. So what does it do? Well, the VX50 is a dual band transceiver. It covers 2 meters. It covers 70 SEMS, it covers the aircraft band, AM, and it also gives you broadcast FM coverage over the complete broadcast spectrum. So it's quite a versatile transceiver. You know, if you get fed up with listening to 2 meters and you get fed up with listening to 70 SEMS, you can always enjoy some broadcast radio. Or if you're near an airport or you're keen and avid aircraft spotter, you can switch to the AM VHF band and listen to the aircraft. So quite a nice little transceiver to have around. So let's have a look at some of the things that we can do. You notice if I press any of the buttons, the back illumination comes up. At the moment we're on 2 meters, and if I press the up down button, we select the 70 SEMS band and back to 2 meters. If 2 meters gets boring, then we can press this button and go into FM radio, and we've got FM radio there. Press that, we go back to 2 meters. We can also go onto the aircraft band. We're on the AM aircraft band, nothing to listen to because I'm not tuned to frequency, but you can see the AM sign come up. Press it once again, and we go on to channel, which is the memory channel. Again, nothing loaded in there, but that's the memory channel. Press it once again, go around the full circle, and we're back on 2 meters. Now, if we want to go on to program in some of the features, if we press, everything starts off with function, basically. Press function, then we go down to this button which says set, and now we're in the menu system. and if we go press the up down button, we'll go through the menu, see if we can change the steps, and we can go wide or narrow, transmit FM. We can turn the beep off. I've got the beep turned off at the moment because I find it a bit of a pain every time I press a button here and a loud beep. And so we go through the menu system, and if I press this button here, you can beep on or beep off. So we'll leave the beep off. Let's function again, escape, and we're back onto 2 meters. So the whole thing is pretty simple. Of course, it's got comprehensive programming of tones, whether it be DTMF, DCSS, and so forth. So that's all taken care of. For repeater operation, if you're in the VFO mode, in other words, if you're operating the transceiver away from the memories, just you're keying in on the keypad a frequency, which you can do, of course. That's very simple. You key in a frequency on the keypad and you're there. If that is a repeater channel, then it automatically selects the required shift, whether it be on 2 meters or 70 sems, and it's programmed so that it recognises what are the UK repeater channels on both those two bands. It's a very easy transceiver to operate. The handbook is quite easy to understand. It's not overcomplicated, and the whole concept is of a simple handheld that does what it says on the tin. But it's got some additional features which I think are quite attractive. It is waterproof, so that I have seen a video where you can dunk it in the water. I wouldn't suggest that, but certainly it's showerproof. You're going to use it in the rain and it's not going to be trouble at all. It's also got Vox on it, which is quite handy. Now you might think, well, why would I want Vox? Well, if you were using a headset and you had Vox switched on, you could then use it as a mobile transceiver, hands-free. It's also got a handy built-in audio announcer, so that if you're in the memory channels and you change from one channel to another, you can have it set up so that the memory channel is read out. So if you're driving at night, or even during the day, come to that, and you wanted to go from one memory channel to another and you knew what was stored in there, it would just announce memory channel 1, memory channel 2, etc. On the radio itself, you've got the volume control and the channel control. You've also got the PTT, of course, absolutely essential. And then you've got what is a squelch button. You press that squelch button in, and while it's pressed in, you can adjust the level of the squelch. You also got a monitor button, which actually means to say you can break the squelch. The thing I like about the monitor button is if you hold it for more than about 5 seconds, then it stays open, the squelch is open. Give it a quick tap and the squelch is closed again. So that's quite good. And then on the other side, you've got a speaker microphone socket, which, as I say, is handy for mobile operation or just general hands-free operation. Oh, battery, yes, the battery. Nice little battery actually. It's 1800 milliamp hours and it lasts a long time. So I think you'd certainly get a good day's operation out of this battery. And of course that just slots in like that. So the ALINCO VX50 is a nice little transceiver. I like it. It's lightweight, fits in the hand nicely, as you can see there. And yeah, I think as a transceiver that you want for general use, and as I said before, put it in the glove box, in your pocket and so forth, it's a great little radio. And it's an excellent price. So there we are. So I hope that enlightened you about the ALINCO VX50. I think it's the first ALINCO review we've done actually. I'm quite impressed with it. I hope you enjoyed that, and don't forget, if you do enjoy it and you find it useful, press the subscribe button, and until the next time, enjoy your ham radio.